Welcome. Find a seated position, spine tall but not stiff, hands resting easily in your lap. Let your shoulders settle away from your ears. Let your face be soft, the forehead smooth, the jaw unclenched, the small muscles around the eyes relaxed. You may close your eyes or soften your gaze toward the floor a few feet in front of you. Take a moment to feel the simple fact of sitting here, the weight of the body on the cushion or the chair, the feet resting on the floor, the hands, warm or cool, resting where they are. You have arrived somewhere, and the body already knows it, even if the mind is still catching up. Let's begin by simply noticing that you are here, not fixing anything, not changing anything yet, just arriving in this body, in this room, at this moment. Arriving is its own small practice, and it deserves a little time. The mind may still be walking in from wherever it spent the last hour. Let it come in at its own pace. There is no hurry, and there is nothing it needs to leave at the door except its hurry itself. For the next half hour, there is nothing you need to accomplish, no one you need to be, and nowhere else you need to go. The task of the day will keep the conversations, the decisions, the unfinished things. All of them will wait for you exactly where you left them. For now, the only appointment you have is with the breath. If you like, you can set a quiet intention for this sitting, not a demand, just a direction. Something as simple as, for these 30 minutes, I am willing to keep beginning again. An intention like this is not a promise you must keep perfectly. It is a compass you can glance at gently whenever you notice you've drifted off course. Now bring your attention to the breath, not controlling, not deepening, just noticing it. Notice the air entering the nostrils, cool on the inhale, warmer on the exhale. Notice that the body has been breathing all along, whether or not anyone was watching. You might feel breath most clearly at the nostrils as a faint touch of moving air, or at the chest gently rising and falling, or low in the belly, expanding and softening with each cycle. Spend a few breaths simply finding where the breathing is most vivid for you today. It can change from day to day, and today's answer is the only one that matters. Wherever the breath presents itself most naturally, let your attention rest there, like a hand resting lightly on the surface of water, not gripping, not pressing, just resting. The breath comes to you. It has been coming to you faithfully since you took your very first breath. Your only task is to be present as it arrives and present as it leaves. The Buddha taught this practice as the very foundation of meditation because the breath is always available, always present. You can't find it in the past or the future, only now. Each time you notice the breath, you are practicing being present. Each time, without exception, counts. This practice wastes no breath, and you cannot fall behind. We'll move through the four traditional stages of this practice, four gentle stages that unfold slowly, with plenty of room to sit inside of each one. Think of them less as steps to climb and more as rooms to rest in, one opening quietly into the next. First, simply know the breath. Long breath, know it is long. Short breath, know it is short. No judgment, only knowing. This sounds almost too simple to be a practice, and that is its power. This practice doesn't ask you to produce anything, improve anything, or feel anything special. It asks only that you know what is already happening. If this breath is long and slow, there is nothing to congratulate. If it is short and shallow, there is nothing to fix. The practice is not to manufacture a beautiful breath. The practice is to know clearly and kindly the breath you actually have, this one, just as it is, ordinary and complete. Try it now with the next few breaths. As the inhale begins, know that it is beginning. As it crests, know that it crests. As the exhale leaves the body, follow it all the way to its quiet finish, the way you might watch a friend walk down the road until they turn out of sight. If it helps to steady the attention, you can count silently, one on the first out breath, two on the next, and up to 10, then beginning again at one. If you lose the count, you haven't lost anything. Simply smile at yourself and begin again at 1. The count is only a handrail. The breath itself is the path. Notice, too, the small turning points. The moment the in-breath becomes the out-breath, and the brief silent gap before the next breath rises on its own. You never have to reach for the next breath. It always comes to find you. There's a quiet trust to learn in that. Now, feel the whole body of the breath, its beginning, its middle, its end, and the subtle pause between one breath and the next. Where the first stage was knowing the breath's length, this stage is knowing its texture, its shape, its full journey through you. Imagine the breath as a long, continuous wave. Feel where the wave first touches the nostrils, the back of the throat, and how it spreads, filling the chest, pressing gently into the belly before it turns and withdraws again, like water sliding back down the sand. Every breath has its whole geography, and almost all of it usually goes unnoticed. Ride one full wave now from its very first moment to its very last, then another. Nothing hurried, nothing skipped. The start, the middle, the end, the turning. Let the attention become continuous, the way the breath is continuous. And give some attention to the spaces between the waves, the small stillness after the exhale, before the body decides, all on its own, to breathe again. Nothing is missing in that gap. Nothing is wrong. It is simply the quietest moment the body offers, dozens of times each hour, almost always unnoticed. Let yourself be there for one of them. Next, let the breath calm the body. With each exhalation, imagine a small wave of relaxation moving through the shoulders, the jaw, the hands. You are not forcing the body to relax. You are inviting it the way you might dim a light rather than switching it off. With every out-breath, the breath offers the invitation again. The shoulders soften and settle. The hands loosen their quiet grip. The face lets go of whatever expression it has been holding. Breath by breath, the body remembers that right now it doesn't need to do anything. Breathing in, feel the body exactly as it is. Breathing out, let it settle a little more deeply into stillness, in and out, receiving and releasing. Let the rhythm itself do the calming. You only need to keep it gentle company. Simply rest in this calm. There is nowhere else to be. There is nothing left to build now, nothing left to maintain. The breath continues on its own, the body sits on its own, and awareness simply stays, resting on the breath like light resting on water. Notice that this calm is not something you manufactured. It was underneath the noise all along, the way the sky is underneath the weather. The breath has simply been clearing a space for you to notice what was already here. Inevitably, the mind will wander to plans, memories, sounds in the room. Perhaps it has wandered many times already since we began. This is not failure. This is simply what minds do, the way the heart beats and the ears hear. A mind that wanders is not a broken mind, it's an ordinary one. Each time you notice you've wandered, that noticing itself is the practice. And the very instant you realize your thoughts carried you away, you're already found. Mindfulness has returned on its own without your effort. Gently, without scolding yourself, guide the attention back to the breath. If it helps, you can silently name what pulled you away: thinking, planning, remembering, the way you might nod politely to a passerby, and then come home to the next inhale. No argument with the mind, no pushing thoughts away, just noticing, naming, and returning as many times as it takes, with the same patience each time. Bringing a wandering mind back 100 times gives you 100 repetitions of exactly the skill you came here to strengthen. The returning is not the interruption of the practice. The returning is the practice. Notice the tone of the returning because it matters more than the returning itself. If the inner voice that says come back is harsh, soften it. Come back the way you would take a small child by the hand, firmly enough to guide, gently enough that the child is never afraid. Over many sittings, this tone becomes the way you speak to yourself everywhere. Continue now on your own for a while, following each inhale and exhale as it comes and goes, like waves arriving and receding on the shore. I'll return in a little while. Wherever the mind has gone, no matter how far, simply begin again with this very breath, the one arriving right now. It is always enough to begin again. Without judgment, notice whatever has arisen in this stillness, thoughts, sensations, moods. None of it needs solving right now. Simply let it be and let the breath continue underneath everything, steady as a river under changing skies. There is no version of this practice that goes perfectly, and no version that fails. As long as you are here, breathing, willing to begin again, the practice is complete in every moment it touches. As we come toward the end of this sitting, widen your awareness beyond the breath. Feel the whole body, breathing, the posture still upright, still quietly holding you after all this time without complaint. Feel the room around you, the sounds present near and far, the temperature of the air where it touches your skin. Let the world back in gradually without dropping the thread of the breath. Notice that awareness can hold both, the breath and the world, the way a window holds both the glass and the view. Before we finish, take a moment to appreciate what you've practiced here, arriving, knowing the breath, feeling its whole body, calming, resting, and returning again and again with patience. However, the sitting felt easy or effortful, you completed the practice. You do not leave the steadiness behind on the cushion, it travels with you. Take one more full breath in, slow and unhurried, and out, all the way to the end, complete. When you're ready, let your eyes open. Take a moment before moving, letting the light in the room arrive gently, and carry this quality of steady, gentle attention into whatever comes next. May the breath remain with you today, always available, always present, always ready to bring you home to yourself, one inhale at a time. Thank you for practicing with me.